just one of those kids, I'm sure like all of you, that no matter what sport I played, I was just better than everybody else. Even though I was smaller, I was better. Better at baseball, I could switch it. Great hands, I could shoot a basketball, I could play golf, I could play tennis, and I played football. And I loved football. Out of 120 guys in my 9th grade team, I played both directions, offense and defense. But you see, being only 5'6", 115 pounds in 9th grade, I wasn't very big. But I didn't let that stop me, because I just went after it hard. I got injured the week before a big game. I twisted my knee, and the orthotic was like, Joe, if you don't get any bigger, you're going to get seriously hurt. You know it. To a 14-year-old kid, I didn't believe it. I didn't want to hear it. I had what I call the not me syndrome. Nothing bad was going to happen to me. But he was right, and little did I know, but on September 11th, 1984, my life changed in a split second. I was talking to my coach, laughing about something. It was late in the day in football practice, and I turn around and I see the tight end catch the football, and I run right up at him. Now, doing something I've done 1,000 times, breaking really the one rule in football, you do not break, and that's lower your head when you tackle. And I led with my head all the time, and I always got away with it. I never got hurt. Sure, I had concussions, but I got up. And then, you still played through that. This time, I went in, lowered my head hit his thigh, snapped my neck down and back. I flew through the air and I hit the ground. I was stunned for a second. Then I thought, I can't feel my arms. Where are my arms? I literally had thought that my arms were ripped out of their sockets. It's the strangest feeling. Then I tried to move, and I couldn't move anything. So I wanted to yell to my teammates, I can't move my arms, but it came out like this. I had the wind knocked out of me. It affected my phrenic nerve, so I couldn't breathe. I'm struggling for breath, and they're all staring at me, and I'm looking up at them, and I'm like, I can't move, I can't feel my arms. Coach comes running in, clears everyone back, and later I found out that they're sticking needles in my legs and pulling hairs, and no response. They knew it was bad, but I didn't know that. I thought I was still going to get up. You just don't think it's that bad. Maybe wind knocked out of me. Maybe I broke my arm. As soon as he said we called an ambulance, that's when I was really scared. And I won't get into all that, but I'll just say that the ambulance came to the field, took me to the hospital. First person I see at the hospital is my mother. I'd never seen my mom look at me like this before. I'd seen a million different looks, but I'd never seen this look on her face. I go into x-rays. I think I'm in there, I don't even recall, but I think it's like 45 minutes to an hour. And as I'm in the side room, I hear him over there say, your son broke his neck. Instantly, as soon as I heard that, I threw up and vomited. I didn't know it. You don't know it. But my life was changing quickly. 2 days later, after 48 hours of being paralyzed from the neck down, not being able to move, they come into my room, and I'd had multiple CAT scans, and they said, Joe, you broke your 4th vertebrae, your 5th vertebrae, you compressed your 5th, and you herniated your 7th, and you bruised and flattened your spinal cord. What does that mean? Well, you need to be prepared to use a wheelchair for the rest of your life. I didn't believe it. Nobody believes it. You just don't. No, you're wrong. You looked at the wrong pictures. That's not me. Like, it is. So then they put me in a halo, which I had no idea what this was, but I remember it like it was yesterday. 4 guys hold me up, perfectly still. They shave my head here and here, put me in a wool vest with plastic bars on the front and back, and they pull out 4 steel screws, and they screw it into my skull. Here, 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 here. I hear my skull cracking, and I hear my mom crying. 2 sounds I will never forget. As soon as he was done, and I was pretty nauseous, I looked at my doctor and I said, am I going to ever play football or baseball again? And he said, no. He didn't sugarcoat it. Maybe, we'll see, you never know. He just said no. That was the first moment that wave of depression hit me. And then right after that, I got pissed. Because how could he say that to me? He doesn't know me. He doesn't know how hard I'm going to work. He doesn't know how much I'm going to do whatever I have to do to beat this. So I made a promise right then and there that if I get a chance, an opportunity, that I was going to be the one to beat it. I was going to play football and baseball again. Well, he got one right. I never played football again. I did play baseball. So instantly, the next day, bam, you go to physical therapy. For 7 days, nothing moved on my body. Every night my folks would leave, and I'd be left all alone with my own thoughts, scared to death, 14. My brain's changing. These thoughts are changing. It's changing me. I didn't know it. They said, go to physical therapy. Go to therapy. So I went to physical therapy twice a day, in the hospital for 32 days. And then I came home and went to it for 6 months more, twice a day. But what they never said is, hey, you also should send your son to get mental help, to learn how to cope with what he's going through. They never said that. There was no manual on how to deal with a spinal cord injury in 1984. At least we didn't know of one. The Miami Project, the Christopher Reeve Foundation hadn't been established yet. So we just went to physical therapy. And yeah, my left leg moved on the 7th day, and then I went, and that was my window. And I busted my ass. I did everything I could. I made a 2-year goal that I was going to, by my junior year, I was going to make that baseball team. So I worked and I worked and I worked. But it was like climbing Mount Improbable, man. The recovery was slow. I had to learn to do this, to touch my fingers, to be able to lift my arms. I still can't. 34 years later, I can't raise my arms above my head. I can barely touch my shoulder. My hands are weak. My arms are weak. I've got atrophy, really no biceps, no back shoulders. And it sucks, and I hurt every day. But everyone was telling me how great it was. You can walk again. How awesome is that? And at 16, I didn't see that. All I could see was what I didn't have. But I worked hard, and I got enough ability to try out for the baseball team. I was like, I'm going to do this. Because I was, like I said, I was a gifted baseball player.